Jacob, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. How's your summer been?
Good. I had an architecture camp and then today I'm in a soccer camp and then I'm gonna do an international sports camp.
Oh, wow. What's
Yeah.
architecture camp about?
You just learn about buildings and how to build places.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Adam, how are you?
There you go. Good.
You're doing all right? How's your summer been?
Good.
Awesome, awesome. Jensen, I see you're here. Are you at the cabin? Are you out on the deck or where are you?
We're on the deck. We're just in Peachland.
Oh, that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun for sure. Okay, we're gonna get going here right away. I don't know how many people will be here. That's okay. We've got more than enough to get going. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this meeting and I'm gonna put it on YouTube for everybody to see. And then a lot of people are on vacation and some people are on camps, and that's a-okay. There's no problem with that. What I'll do is I'll take the meeting, I'll put it on YouTube, and kiddos can watch it when they're available. Okay, share.
Oh, this is good. David right there, okay.
Okay, Jacob, can you give me a thumbs up if you see the presentation?
I
It
can
came
see it.
up. Excellent. Perfect. Okay, awesome. We'll get into this here right now. Okay. So first off, does anybody know who this guy is on the screen right now? Go ahead, Jacob.
Connor McDavid.
Connor McDavid. He's not much older than you. Jacob, how old are you? 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's probably about, I don't know, how old would you think? 13, 14 years old there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's probably 3 or 4 years older than you there, but you can see he's just doing a little bit of dryland training right now. He's getting ready for his own hockey season, and it's probably the summertime there, but he's just getting in shape. So, what I'm going to talk about today was preparing for evaluations, and I just want to make sure that you guys are in the right mindset and feeling comfortable before you get into evaluations. You guys are probably about a month away from stepping on the ice for your first evaluations, and so I just want to make sure that we're getting ready for it and that you guys are mentally and physically prepared going into the season. So um, today we're going to talk about what mindset you want to have when you step on the ice for evaluations. We're going to talk about what the components of evaluations are and how to prepare for evaluations. So give me put up your hand if you've ever felt nervous going into an evaluation. Yeah, some of you guys have been nervous. Yeah. My goal is to make it so that you guys don't feel very nervous at all, okay? Because when you're nervous, there's an appropriate amount of nervousness that you want to have going into an evaluation. It's going to give you a little bit of adrenaline. It's going to help you perform even better, but I don't want you guys to be too nervous, right? So my goal is just to make sure that you guys are feeling comfortable. You're not too nervous going into the evaluations. And part of the way to take away the nerves is to know exactly what you guys are walking into. You guys have been through evaluations before, but I just want to dissect it a little bit more for you guys so you feel even more comfortable. Okay, so mindset. So the mentality that you want to have when you step onto the ice is that you are there to earn a position on the team. Have you guys ever played Mario Kart before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys have ever played Mario Kart before, when that race is starting, are you thinking, I'm going to lose this race? Or are you thinking,
No.
Oh.
I want to win this race?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys want to win this race. So when you step on the ice for an evaluation, you're not thinking, I don't really want to make this team. You're thinking, I want to make this team and I want to show the evaluators everything that I can do to the best of my abilities so they know exactly who I am and they think I have earned a spot on this team. Okay, so that's the mentality that I want you going into an evaluation with. I want you thinking I am earning a spot on this team. I want you to believe I am mentally and physically prepared to compete to the best of my abilities. Okay. So one thing I would say is, my daughter, she just competed in Canadians and she was sick when she competed in Canadians, but she still competed to the best of her abilities, okay? She didn't use it as an excuse. She knew that she wasn't 100%, but it didn't affect her performance because she still gave the best of her abilities, okay? So you have to know that you are willing to compete to the best of your abilities, okay? And then the last thing is I want you to know what the coaches are evaluating, and that you will illustrate your ability to execute those traits. And then, like I said before, at the end of the evaluation, the coaches will know exactly who you are as a player. So
Yeah.
how do we get to the point where you believe in yourself and you feel comfortable stepping onto the ice? Okay.
Um,
So, I just want to talk about what the components of the evaluations are. All right. So preparation for the right mindset requires understanding how you will be evaluated and to be comfortable with those components. I've done a lot of evaluating, all right? So a lot of the time you guys will be on the ice, maybe you'll be skating around, warming up. You guys have gone through evaluations before. You know that there are guys and up in the stands holding clipboards and they're going to be making notes on your abilities on the ice, okay?
yeah.
I've done that hundreds of times. All right. I've sat in the stands, I've had a pen or a pencil, and I've had a notepad. I'm making notes, I'm just jotting down things. And I generally speaking, every evaluator is looking probably at two things: the physical component of an athlete and the mental component of the athlete. What I want to do for you guys right now is break that down. Okay. So Jensen, what would be an example of a physical component that an evaluator would look for?
Like like how hard you're trying and yeah.
I think that's how hard they're trying for me is it's almost an attitude, to be honest with you, Jensen. That's more of a mental component for me. Um, what about speed? You know what I mean? Would that be
Yeah.
a physical component? Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too. So let's dive into it, right? Okay, so the first one that I have is speed, all right? So when I'm watching an evaluation, the number one thing that I notice when the players step on the ice, you guys know what it is?
Speed.
No, that's number two.
Oh,
Number one, the first thing I notice is size, okay? And I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's wrong. It just, if you guys step out on the ice and you guys are all about 4'8" or however tall you are, and there's one guy that's 6'2", like, oh, that guy's a big dude, okay? And then after that, I don't think about it too much more, okay? The second thing that I notice is speed. I want to know if the players on the ice have speed and what their ability is to get to pucks first, okay? So I want to know how fast is that player in comparison to the other players on the ice? How quick is that player? Meaning, how quick are their feet? Do they have an explosive start? How powerful is his or her stride when they get going, right? So I've seen players that can get off to a really quick start, but then they don't have the power to get down the ice and they can't win those races, or they don't have speed through the neutral zone and they can't have a zone entry from the neutral zone into the offensive zone because they don't have the speed. People are catching them from behind. Okay. I
yeah.
like to look at edge ability. You guys are familiar with edge ability? Give me two thumbs up if you've heard it before. Yeah, exactly. Like you guys, everybody in this meeting are good skaters, right? So I want to know, what is the player's ability to engage the inside out edge with the outside edge? Can they maintain a tight turn radius while maintaining speed? Can the player generate speed on the crossover? These are all things that as an evaluator I want to see. And then the third thing is puck skills. Can the player pass? Can the player receive a hard pass? Can the player can the player give a hard pass? Is the player comfortable handling the puck in multiple positions across their body? Do they have quick hands? Can the player shoot? Can the player shoot accurately? Okay. Just everything that you guys would do with the puck. You guys are all good hockey players. You guys understand that concept, but these are things that are being evaluated too, right? So just keep that in mind, that if you have the ability to give a hard pass, give a hard pass. If you have the ability to receive a hard pass, tell guys, give me a hard pass. I can handle it. Okay. All right. Let's talk about the mental components of evaluations. Okay. So, do you guys have you ever heard the term hockey IQ? Give me a
Yeah.
thumbs up if you have. Yeah, okay. So hockey IQ for
I
me,
definitely have.
that's okay. I'll talk about it real quick here. Hockey IQ for me is, does the player have a basic understanding of positional play? Okay, so if you're a defenseman and you're in the defensive zone and you're running up to the blue line to check the other player's defenseman, that probably tells me that you don't know how to play your position. That's okay. We will have another PowerPoint presentation later on next week, just talking about positional play, basic offensive and defensive zone theory to help players in evaluations. Okay, I want to know, can a player anticipate the play? All right, so if I'm looking and I'm like, okay, well, I've got Adam on the ice and I've got Jensen on the ice, and these guys are working together and they're making a nice pass, but then Billy over on the other side doesn't understand what they're trying to do, and the play falls apart because they couldn't anticipate what Jensen and Adam are trying to do. Well, then Billy, I'm going to look at Billy and say, geez, Billy, like, are you able to play at this level? Because both Adam and Jensen, they're playing at a high level right now. They're working together, they're cycling, they're moving the puck, but then Billy, you're not part of this. So I might put a little X beside Billy's name saying, I don't know if this guy can play at this level. Okay, so I want to know what your ability is to anticipate the play. And then, it's kind of like a quarterback in football. When the ball is put in play, the quarterback drops back, quarterback's head is up, they're scanning and they're reading what their options are. Okay. In hockey, it's not a lot different. We have lots of opportunities, have what I call reads, get your head up, see what the correct decision is, and then execute on that play. Those are all hockey IQ for me. Hopefully I explained that well enough. Essentially, it's your ability to think the game, guys. Then I'm looking at attitude. Okay, so Jensen had a really good point earlier about like just attitude. And Jensen said, well, I want to see how hard you want to work. And Jensen's 100% correct in what he said. I 100% agree with Jensen. I want to know what that player's work ethic is. Okay, so Jensen said, does he work hard? And I'm saying, do they have work? Do they have a good work ethic? That's essentially the same thing. Okay, I want to know, do they forecheck with intensity? Do they back check with intensity? Will the player give up if they think that they can't win a race or battle? Okay. I worked with Jensen a lot before. I worked with Adam a lot before. And one thing that both of you guys have in common is that if you lose the puck, you want to regain possession of the puck. You guys want to get that puck back. You guys are hungry to get that puck back. Those are giant check marks. When I'm evaluating a player, the desire to get the puck back is huge. I want to know that that player is tenacious. Okay. Have you guys ever heard that word before? Tenacious?
No.
That means
No.
that there's a term called dog on a bone. It means that you're hungry to get that puck back, and you guys are resilient and you work really, really hard. Even if you don't have that puck, you work really hard to get that puck back. That's tenacity, that's being tenacious. Those are great traits to have as a hockey player. Those come out in evaluations. Evaluators love to see that because if you're a coach, you want a whole team of those types of players. Okay. And then the third thing that I look at is focus, right? So does the player know how to do the drills? Does the player cheat in drills? Is the player behaving inappropriately between drills? Okay. So you guys can imagine that you guys are my age. You guys are coaches, right? So guys, all put on your coach's hat. I'll put on my coach's hat right now. Boom. All right. I'm ready to coach. All right. And so Jensen's already got his coaching hat on, so he's ready to go. All right. So if you guys are coaches, do you guys want players that aren't focused in line, that aren't watching how drills are done, that are behaving inappropriately? Or do you want players that are laser focused, that are understanding how to do the drill, that don't cheat the drill and are properly behaved? Which one would you guys want?
The second one.
The second.
I agree 100%, Jensen. You would want the second one. So you have to be thinking, if you're an evaluator, you're looking at those types of players saying, okay, well, I mean, if you want to be playing on the double A team, if you want to be playing on Div 1 or even a good Div 2, that's all good hockey, all right? So, and those are all realistic goals for you guys going into next season if you're in U11. And if you're U13, you might be eyeing the triple A team. You might be eyeing a double A team. You guys want to play on the highest level. And if you want to play on those levels, then the coaches will need to know that you're well behaved, you're disciplined, you're focused, you're paying attention in practices so that they can move their team along to be the best team that they can be. All right. So that's what the coaches are thinking in that scenario. Now, how do you prepare for the physical components of evaluations? Okay. So we talked about speed. We talked about edgeability, and we talked about puck skills. Okay. So with regards to speed, all right, what I would tell you guys is to be active every day. All right. So think active minutes. And what I think about active minutes is something that raises your heart rate to a really high level. Okay. Like I would love for you guys to try to do something every day where you are legitimately trying to catch your breath. Does that make sense, guys? So if you're a soccer player, and you guys have the ball on your foot and you have to run down the field as hard as you can, and there's a turnover, and then you have to turn around and run back down the field as hard as you can, you might be out of breath at the end of that. Does that make sense, guys? That is really
Yeah.
good for your lung capacity. When you get into evaluations, I want you guys not to be out of breath when you guys do the drills, but I also want to make sure that you guys are doing drills as hard as you can. So that means improving your cardiovascular system, which means your lungs, your heart, making sure that you guys are in good shape going into evaluations. Because I don't want you guys to go into evaluations thinking that is when you're going to get in shape. I want you guys to be in shape before you get to evaluations. Okay, so play with family and friends. You guys are kids. I want you to be kids. Go out, run around, play, ride bikes, play soccer, play baseball, be active, okay? And don't be afraid to sweat, okay? With regards to edgeability, it's hard to work on edgeability when you guys are not on the ice, okay? You could put on rollerblades. It's not quite the same thing, okay? Because with rollerblades, it's a lot harder to stop. It's a lot harder to find your inside edge and your outside edge and really use crossovers while pushing over. So when we get into camp, every morning camp, we're going to work on our edges every evening. In the second week of the camps that I run, we're going to be working on our edges. We're going to isolate our edges on the inside edge, on the outside edge. We're going to have them working together. If you guys have new skates, by the end, you guys are going to feel comfortable in them. They're going to be a lot more broken in, and it's just going to assist you in being physically ready to go into camp. Okay. And then for puck skills, well, that one's easy, guys. I mean, you guys are all smart kids. You can understand, go into your basement, go into your driveway or your garage and stick handle or shoot, okay? In the camp where I run a morning session and an afternoon session, in the afternoon, we're going to work a lot on our puck skills. The one thing I would tell you guys is everybody knows who Bedsy is, right? Connor Bedard, thumbs up
Yeah.
if you do. Okay. One thing that I would love for you guys to do is Bedsy does a drag and snap. Drag and snap. You guys have seen that before?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't, just YouTube it, okay? Connor Bedard shooting, okay? Don't be afraid to look it up on YouTube and say, okay, I'm gonna go practice that in the basement. All right. What I see commonly with young kids is they want to work on the Michigan. They want to do a lot of easy or like a lot of stuff that you might see on TikTok, fancy stuff. Pavel Babert, he does a lot of like really fancy stick work stuff. I would encourage you right now not to work on that, okay? Just work on firing pucks and firing pucks as hard as you can, changing the shooting angle, which means dragging the puck to get around an opponent's feet and then snapping that puck as hard as you can. That is a great thing to do when it's summertime, okay? I want you guys' velocity on your shot to go up over the summer. And this is a great opportunity for you guys to work on it, okay? I would encourage you not to be too fancy, all right? If you want to work on using toe drags and you want to work on the puck going across your body and that kind of thing, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? But a large part of what you should be doing in summer is working on your shooting accuracy, working on your shooting velocity, and not working too much on more of the silly dangles, the stuff that you see on TikTok. Just fire pucks, okay? Work on that.
Yeah.
So how do we prepare for the mental component of evaluation? So we talked about hockey IQ and we talked about attitude and focus. I'm going to help you guys out a lot with that. Okay. So with hockey IQ, we'll have Zoom meetings to work on our understanding of the game in terms of positional play and anticipation, where we need to be and when we need to be there. I'll have PowerPoint presentations put together for that to help you guys work through that. Okay. And then with the attitude and focus, I'll conduct a separate Zoom meeting on how to excel in evaluations. I have a whole PowerPoint put together on that and how it relates to attitude and focus. Okay. Now, do I have any questions for you guys? From you guys?
Nope.
Do I have anybody? Thumbs up. Will, you got any questions there, buddy? No? know, Jensen, any questions?
No,
No, we're all good, guys.
no.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for tuning in this morning. I a lot of the time I do these in the evenings, but I thought, you know what? If you guys are on vacation or if you're at home or if you're in camp this afternoon, this might be a good opportunity to mix it up. So have a great rest of your day. Have your parents watch. I'll be scheduling the other Zoom meetings probably this afternoon slash this evening. And again, if you guys can't make it, it's no big deal. I record them all. I put them on YouTube so that if you know you're going wakeboarding out in Summerland or Peachland and you're not able to tune in, that's a-okay. You guys should be enjoying your vacation and your summer. And when you have a chance, if you're eating your Cheerios in the morning, your parents can cue it up on YouTube and you can watch it then and we can go from there. Sound good, guys? All right. Well, I'll
Yep.
see you guys
Yep.
later and have a great rest of your day. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.